first of all, thank you for accepting my invite. I just wanted to really talk to you because I've been going through your career. And you're one of the, I don't know if you it's the right term, top role players, top examples of a role player, whether in the NBA or other leagues. Is that right?
Oh, you're kind, but I was blessed to understand that if I made everybody better on my team, we would win. And the general manager, the coach, and the owners didn't really care about my statistics, but they wanted to win. So I was able to carve out a good career because I put the team above myself.
Okay, sir. This benefit you were really known and you were able to play among the greats. First at the top of the list, the first year was Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen with the Chicago Bulls. I mean, how was that experience for you?
That was great. I mean, I developed a great relationship with Scotty and Horace, and it was fun to see Michael in his prime. He did things in practice every day that were mind blowing. And one time in practice, he went up and he got a shot blocked, and he turned in midair and went up and brought it down, and then he went to shoot it, and it hit on the bottom of the backboard, and then he brought it down, and then he kissed it off the glass, falling away, and the whole gym just stopped. Everybody just stopped. Did we just really see that? It was way better than some of his iconic other moves he made. But yeah, it was fun playing with the Bulls and being a part of NBA history.
You mentioned Michael, Scotty, and Harvest. Are there any unforgettable moments between you guys? I mean, conversations during those times.
So before I got there, Charles Oakley was with the Bulls, and he's a kind of a gangster guy. He's a real fighter.
Okay.
Some guys pretend to be fighters, but he really is kind of a killer. Not literally, but he enjoys to fight, and he's one of those guys that really cherishes if he gets an opportunity. I think he's a decent, nice guy, but he's definitely was respected. And so he was really mean to Horace and Scotty. He would even slap them and say, "Rookie, carry my bags," the year before. And so they traded him, got rid of him to make room for Horace, to give Horace a chance. And they brought in Bill Cartwright. It was a nice guy, but tough. And so they got abused as rookies.
Mhm.
You don't really, get abused in the NBA as a rookie unless there's a great big strong power forward or center that can beat you up. Then you can get abused. But so they got rid of him, and then I came in as a rookie the next year, and they were like really excited to try to make me their rookie. They would, "You're going to carry our bags and stuff." So on the first road trip, of all people, Michael Jordan goes, "Hey, Wood, when we get to the airport, you're going to carry my bags." And I was kind of worried about it, so I talked to the trainer and I said, "Hey, and do I have to carry their bags? Scotty and Horace's." And he goes, "No, you don't. In what business does a first year businessman have to carry a second or third? You don't have to carry their bags." So of all people, Michael was teasing me and said, "Wood, you're going to carry my bags when we get to the airport." And so I stood up in front of the whole bus. It was pretty quiet. And I said, "Excuse me, Mr. Jordan, but someone from the organization told me I don't have to carry your bags." He went like this. He goes, "What?" He goes, "I am the organization." And everybody laughed and goes, "Yeah, you're right, Michael. Tell him you are the organization." And so, Michael, this was like the year before the Bulls got a private plane.
Mhm.
In 80, they got a private plane in 89, I think. And so Michael actually liked carrying his bags because he was such a big star. People would scream, "Oh, it's Michael Jordan," and they would try to get autographs from him. That was kind of fun just to watch that. And actually, this was before 9/11. So Michael was such a big star in Chicago that our trainer would hold the plane until he got there. So they would he didn't like to hang out in the airport because people would bother him.
Mhm.
He always dressed amazing. they said they never saw him repeat clothes. He wore new clothes every day. And so they would actually hold the plane for a few minutes for him to come and hop on the plane, which he could not do now. But
Uh-huh.
those were good days in Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. After that, you went to the Rockets, and another great, Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, I believe your life was made easier because we have a dominating center here, and you just have to help him, or was it vice versa?
No, he's a nice man too, and the greatest, arguably the greatest shot blocker in NBA history. So it was fun to have a great guy behind you. I remember in the preseason, I matched up with Charles Barkley, and I'm pretty tough, hard nosed guy. So I was really trying to make life difficult for Charles, and it came down to the end of the game, and I was bumping Charles. He was a lot stronger than me, but he went up for a shot, and Olajuwon came over and blocked the shot, and we won.
Oh.
And Charles Barkley, after the game, he goes, "Hey, Rook, you keep playing hard like that, and you're going to have a long career in this league." And that's like the nicest thing that anyone ever said to me that was a superstar. So
Mhm.
I really like Charles Barkley, and he was kind to me. He didn't really like me so much after that, but I mean, he respected me, but I actually ended up playing with Phoenix for 10 days and got
Yeah.
to hang out with Charles a little bit. So we were cool. But it was just nice that he went out of his way to speak words of life over my career.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask you. You got a chance to be with him, but just a short term with the Suns.
Yep, 22 10-day contracts.
Okay. So okay.
Yeah.
Then after that, you also had David Robinson, the Admiral. I mean, that's another hard worker for you, right?
Yeah. So when I came out of college, I wasn't that good. But by the grace of God, I got better. Um, my first year in the CBA, and then after 2 years in the CBA, I went to Livorno, Italy, played, basically won a championship there. And then I tried out for the Bulls again, got cut, and went to Barcelona, won a Spanish championship, and got second in the Euro League, lost to Tony Kukoc and Dino Raja
Mhm.
in the championship. So I became known as a great player then for Europe, and then I was a solid NBA player so 2 years after I got out of college, I was at a high NBA level.
All right. Yeah, but you
So
had yeah.
Dave, well, I'm sorry, I didn't answer your question. So
Oh,
David Robinson, yeah, he was a wonderful player, great shot blocker. I got to be there when Shaquille and him first met. I don't know if you know the story, but Shaquille made up some stories to try to motivate himself
mhm.
that David Robinson was mean to him in high school and didn't sign his autograph. So Shaq really didn't like David, and those guys would just bang, 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 bang. And Shaq was, way more powerful. David
Yeah.
Robinson was, an MVP, but Shaq was way more powerful. So it's a long night for anyone who had to play against the young Shaquille O'Neal.
Did you ever get a chance to guard Shaq? I mean, I know it's powerful, but with your position, I mean, did you ever get that chance to guard him?
Yeah, I did. I can actually send you a picture.
Oh, nice.
I'll send you a picture on via the internet of me blocking Shaq's shot. You want to see it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It'll take me a few minutes, but go ahead. What's the next
That's
question?
okay. Okay. I was gonna ask the next is given your style of play, you were with the Pistons where there was I know that they were in that at their peak. Bill Laimbeer and Joe Dumars with the Pistons in '93. I mean, how was that team? I mean, the team was trying to establish a new identity after those championships. How were you able to fit in, or did Bill Laimbeer give you any tips on how to be tougher?
Well, Bill Laimbeer actually broke my face
Oh,
the year before, so he got fined 7,500 by the NBA, and so I got traded to Detroit with Sean Elliott for Dennis Rodman. So I actually got quite a bit of publicity for that. So I got traded to Detroit. I just sent you a picture
yeah,
via Facebook.
yeah, sure.
So Bill, I stole the ball from Bill twice in a row.
Mm.
And he was a great player. I mean, he was super smart, really big, and he weighed 292 pounds. That's what just a towel on. And I couldn't believe he weighed 292. He's a big man, strong and smart, a little bit, quite kind of a mean guy too, to be honest. So I stole the ball from him twice in a row, which how often does somebody make a turnover 2 times in a row? So I stole it from him. I was surprised that I was able to do it. Just got a hand on it and took it from him. And then late in the game, I went in for a shot and he had his hand up and he just karate chopped me with
Oh.
that bone right into the eyeball
Oh.
and just whacked me on purpose. And then he put his hands up. I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him. He told the refs, I didn't touch him.
Typical Bill.
But it smashed me in the eyeball. It broke my nose and cracked the orbit of my eye.
Mhm.
And so I went into the locker room. There was actually 3 doctors waiting for me, and they examined me. They go, "Go ahead, you're ready to play. You can play." I say, "Hey doc, I got pressure in my sinus. I need to blow my nose?"
Mhm.
They said, "Go ahead." So I did, and air went from my nose through my cracked nose through
Mhm.
my cracked eye socket, and actually blew up my eye a little bit. This part of my eye just a little bit, but
Mhm.
it got air, and they go, "Oh, nope, you have a cracked orbit and a cracked nose. You can't play." And so I had to wear a mask for a few weeks. So I go to Detroit, get traded. I go, "Hey Bill, are you going to apologize for hitting me in the face?" Guess what he said? He goes, I'm not going to apologize. Your face is too soft. You came in there too fast." I go, "Oh, okay, Bill. Okay."
Okay. So, but you got along eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I played hard. I didn't, I was for the team first, and I'm not the smartest guy, but I was smart enough to know where to get the ball to,
Mhm.
and I got it to the right guys at the right time. So guys like playing with me.
Mhm.
Yep, it was fun. I learned quite a bit from Joe Dumars and Bill, and I couldn't believe how efficient of a player Bill Lambert was. He was actually really good for not being. I mean, he's a pretty good athlete. Not super, at that size, it was hard for him to move, but he was really good.
Okay. Okay, another team. This I am very curious to ask you. You had a chance to play with Run TMC, am I right? I don't know. That's not like Run TMC, sorry. It was Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, that's it. TMC.
Oh, it was the
DMC was the other one. Well, it was um, Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullen and Mitch Richmond. So
Sprewell, yeah. So how
and
was
and Spreewell too. It was cool. Those guys were really good.
Mhm.
Um, and Chris Mullen, I really like him a lot. He was a super efficient player, and he was kind to me, and um, we played hard, and I got to play quite a bit. So I love playing with the Golden State Warriors.
how about I mean you everybody knows about that incident with Latrell and Coach Carlissimo. I'm just curious during their time that when Sprewell was still young, how was he as a player? Did he have that temper already, or that something that he would really explode?
So
Yeah.
he's actually a kind man, and but he had a really bad temper, and this was before the PJ Carlesimo incident, but a guy named Jerome Kersey, who's one of the best small forward rebounders in the NBA history, great player with the Trailblazers when they were good. They kind of got into it in practice, and Jerome pushed Latrell in the back on a layup,
Okay.
and Latrell absolutely was ready to kill him.
Oh.
And so he wanted to beat him up. And, you usually don't want to fight a guy who's one of the best rebounders.
Mhm.
And but Latrell was super upset and wanted to beat him up. He got kicked out of practice. He came back 45 minutes later, and he was at the same super high level of rage of wanting to kill Jerome Kersey. I had never seen rage like that. So Latrell was a very good guy, in my opinion. but he had a bad temper. And if you have a bad temper, prisons are full of people who are pretty good people, but just have a bad temper. If you have a bad temper, you can make a bad decision.
True.
So thankfully he didn't that time, but 2 years later, he the same temper came out and he ended up getting into a altercation with the coach.
Wow. Okay, so that clears. So he really had some anger management issues.
Yeah, the good book tells us that we should forgive people and not hate. And I know we can all have bitterness in our heart, but we just have to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said, if you don't forgive others, God's not going to forgive you. So you got to forgive everybody, and even if they don't ask. And I've learned that principle from the Bible. It's helped me, and it'll help anyone. But Latrell, I liked him. He was nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
Good, pretty good guy. Just had a little bit of a temper.
All right. Okay. How about last you're with the Bucks, Ray Allen. I mean, oh, Ray Allen. Yeah, Ray Allen.
Yeah.
How was he? I mean, did you make life easier for him? You all know he's a good defensive player.
Well, he was a rookie, and to be honest, I think he was the second pick in the draft, but
Mhm.
he didn't really kill it
Yeah.
his rookie year. He was solid, but no, he seemed um, very professional, kind, and a hard worker, but he didn't seem tough enough to be an NBA legend. But he worked on his craft and got better and better and became stronger and tougher and became one of the greatest players in the history of the game. Shooters, at least, for sure. But I didn't know that he would be that good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he would be. I had been with Michael Jordan and then a rookie Ray Allen. There's so much difference between those two. But, you know, Ray Allen talks about how hard work and discipline and daily grind, how you can get better and better. And it's really true. Um, there's a proverb in Ecclesiastes that said, when the axe is dull, more work is needed, but skill will bring success. So as we develop our skills, you're a skilled interviewer, and appreciate getting to spend time with you. But as you develop your skills, you can go higher and higher in life. And Ray definitely did that.
Okay, sir. Sir, in 1998, you had that chance to be part of Team USA under Rudy T.
That
Uh,
was beautiful. I love Rudy. He was assistant coach in 1991 when I was with the Rockets.
uh-huh.
And he's a kind, good man. Still friends with him on Facebook, and saw him at a Spurs game a few years ago. Yeah, that was a good run with USA. We actually had Russia.
Mhm.
Um, we were ahead by 10 points with 4 minutes to go. And one of our coaches, who was an NBA head coach, walks down our bench and says, "We got this one in the bag." And then they ended up outscoring us by 11 points in the last 4 minutes, and we ended up losing. So
Well,
there's a old proverb, never count your chickens before they hatch. And I was shocked that one of the coaches said that. But yeah, that was a great experience playing with USA basketball. And I dreamed about one of our biggest magazine for sports in the United States. Is called Sports Illustrated. And
mhm.
I had never been in that. And because of USA basketball, and I got to be in Sports Illustrated with the picture and everything. So that was really cool. And
Nice.
I thank God, it's supposed to be Dream Team 4, and
Mhm.
then there was an NBA lockout. So they
Yeah.
got the best guys they could from Europe and college, and I was the starting power forward.
How big was that for you? I mean, being selected to that team was considering it was supposed to be Dream Team 4. I mean, you be getting that slot. How huge was that for you?
It was really amazing. It was fun. They had $600 a night hotels, and they had the best food. It was supposed to be Shaq. I'm staying in where Shaq's room should have been, but that was my room. They didn't downgrade any of the 5-star accommodations because of getting lesser players. And we going into the semifinals, we were ahead by 10 points with 4 minutes to go. Should have won that game, and then we would have been in the gold medal game, and we had a chance to beat the Yugoslavians.
Mhm.
Well, we got the bronze medal. We beat Greece by like 28 points in the bronze medal game. So I have that, and it was fun. I thank God for the exposure that brought me, and good times. Met a lot of good guys. That team, we loved each other. We put each other first, the team first. And Rudy T said it was one of the best coaching experiences of his life because we were all so hungry to follow his instructions and do whatever it took to win.
Yeah, true. Okay, so towards the end of your, I mean, the last couple of weeks, one was the PBA here, the Philippine Basketball Association. You played for Purefoods, okay.
Yeah,
But here you weren't known more as a scorer. It was more of a rebounder. I mean, entirely, as I said, the ultimate role player that anyone would love to play with. Okay, what is the best things you can remember with your stint here in the Philippines with the Pure Food Tenerife Hotdogs that time?
well, Coach Eric Altamano brought me in, great man, and I am, kind of a glue guy. I make everybody better
Mm-hmm.
around me, and I averaged, I think, like 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 6 assists. And for the PBA import, that they want usually to score 30
Yeah.
points, but we lost a game, and it looked like I might even get cut,
Mhm.
and then we won like 6 in a row, and um, I finished well, and we didn't win the league, but we were respectable. And I love the Philippines. I was surprised. I was more well known in the Philippines as a white import player than
Yes.
anywhere else in the world.
Actually, yeah.
Not too many white boys were imports, so that was a lot of fun. And what was funny is Coach Eric was really worried if I would be 6'8" or under because I had always listed at 6'9".
Uh-huh.
But when you test for basketball for your height, you stretch as far as you can. And when I walked into the building where they test you, I mean, they got this steel pole sticking out of the ground, and I feel like it's going to poke me in the eye. I mean, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to make it. So then the commissioner, you stand underneath that, and when you stand up tall, you can get about, you're that much taller than if you shrink down. So I kind of squished my spine, and he said 6'7 3/4. Welcome to the PBA. And so I was like, yeah,
That
yeah,
is,
that was a little. I started sweating. I was worried, but I had measured. I was playing in Spain at the time. I had measured, and I made it under 6'8" if I stood the right way.
among the big names there was Alvin Patrimonio. How was it playing with him, with the captain?
Yeah, great. He's a 3-time MVP, as you
Yeah,
know, or maybe more. And Noe Castillo
yeah.
is a dear friend of mine, and it was beautiful. I love Boracay. I love the food of the Philippines, and I really loved everything about it. I want to come back to the Philippines, and if you ever can get me in a basketball camp or something, do it, okay?
Oh, I
Because I'd
will.
love to.
Surely. Just like what I'm telling the others, Coach Keith and Coach Chris, I'm doing something for them. I'm gonna surely include you there.
I'd love that. Yeah, I love the Philippines and the people, and it was a great, great time.
Were you able to come here after that, or was it the last time?
Um, my boys, I have 4 boys, and they were getting older for school, and my wife at the time was like, "You need to stop and help me with these kids."
Oh, okay.
So my game started to go down. I went down a little bit at 35 and a half, and then at 38, I tore the arch in my foot,
Oh,
and that slowed me down a little bit. And it's amazing what LeBron James is able to do at 40,
yeah.
because I really dropped at like 38, 35 and a half, and then 38. But you get smarter as you get older. But
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, with that big body he has, it's just amazing how much mileage he's got out of it.
So against Balang Red Bull, I mean, I know that they played physical. It was something. Was it new to you, or you were used to it? I mean, I know they played you physical at the time. What do you remember that physicality that they did, especially with Coach Yeng Yao?
Philippines, I mean, they're smaller bodies than the NBA, so, and Europe. I played in the highest in the European Cup, so the physicality was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to work the referees a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I led the league in rebounding, so
Yeah, you did.
if I recall correctly, so I was strong enough to play there and had success. We just didn't quite mesh as a team as good as we would have liked to, but it was a fun experience.
All right. I'm sure you're aware of this physicality and defense, the old school ways. Now it's less like that with the current breed of players. I'd like to get your opinion on this change on the game.
Well, I think it's fun. I mean, it was really hard for guys from my era and older to think of how could Steph Curry be so good?
Yeah.
Because when I first came in the league, wrap your you could grab a guy by the hip and just hold him with your hand, and you could steer him one way or another. And then they took that away. That's called hand checking. And then you could put your forearm on a guy and you could control him with your forearm. We became really good at that. And now you can't touch them. So
Yeah.
when they're shifty and then they let them take the ball and palm it, they palm it like this. It's really hard to guard a shaky, quick guy who's palming the ball.
Yeah.
It makes it more fun and more scoring. But yeah, back in the day, we could put a body on somebody and manhandle them a little bit, but they don't let you do that to the star guys anymore.
Do you think that's good or bad for the game itself? I mean, there are different versions, but
Well, it's a modification of the rules, but it opens it up. People love to see scoring and the skill of and athleticism of guys is a little more evident. You have to just adjust. Life's about adjustment.
yeah.
I believe God created the heavens and the earth, but the theory of evolution about it's not the strongest or the smartest that survives, but the best at adapting to change. It's really important that in life that we change and adapt. And they change the rules to make more scoring, and if you can't adapt, you're going to lose.
That's true. That's true. Sir David, before we end, I just wanted to ask, what are you up to these days? I mean, I'm sure basketball is still in your blood. What are you up to these days?
Yeah, I play a lot. I have one boy, Caleb, who's 30. He's playing in the UBL. It's a new league in the States. Not a whole lot of money, but he wants to come play in Australia and make his way to higher levels. And then I have a son who's with the Phoenix Suns, Moses Wood. He played at University of Washington last year,
Mm-hmm.
and he's with the G League team now, but he has a chance to make veterans camp.
Oh,
So I think he'll make the NBA. He's a great shooter. Shot 40% for his college career from three and has quick feet. And then my youngest son has a couple years of college eligibility left. So I coach them, rebound for them, and I do real estate, and I'm into digital currency as well.
oh, okay, nice.
Yep.
Things turned out pretty well for you, sir.
You know what? I made some mistakes, but I never quit. Just keep going. I ask God for help every day. I would have liked to have done better in everything, but I'm grateful for another day. I get grateful to talk with you, my friend.
I'm
And
thank
Brian, it's a pleasure to share the stories with you, brother.
Yeah, and I hope I get to get more from you in the event eventually. Sorry for
Yeah,
bothering you.
let me come over and help the kids of the Philippines. I would love to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, I'll be doing that also. I with Coach Keith and Coach Chris. We're really trying to do something here.
All right, well, if they need some help, I
Yeah,
can they can maybe I could buy my plane ticket and they could put me up somewhere. I'd love to help.
Yeah, will do. Okay. Sir, for the people who still remember you, maybe you'd like to give them send them a message or a shout out before we end.
Yeah, to all my friends in the Philippines, I love the Filipino people. I love your country. You have some of the best food, if not the best, and the best beaches. And I just encourage you to never give up in life, to know that God loves you, and just keep plugging away in life. Don't quit, and you win with God, with Jesus Christ. Have a good day.